Hi guys, so this car at the back certainly needs no introduction. The Proton X70 that has been created quite a storm in Malaysia and has been quite extensively reviewed by multiple parties, including ourselves. So the car that you see here, this is the Executive all-wheel drive model. And how do you tell this apart? Well, if you are comparing to the premium version, there's only one telltale from the outside, and it is these 18-inch wheels. The premium model gets multi-spoke 19s, right? The executive models, which are the executive two-wheel drive and all-wheel drive model, gets these mid-sized 18-inch wheels. The standard model gets an even smaller 17-inch wheels. But from the outside, it looks all the same. If you compare to the standard model, all right, the standard model has a slightly different headlight. Right? Standard model has halogen projector headlamps. This one here, which is a slightly designed, but it still has the LED daytime running light signature. It's just that the inside is slightly different. Still has a projector. This one, this design here, these are the LED headlamps, right? And of course, the executive model upwards gets 360-degree camera, which is also present in the premium model. So you got the front camera, the side camera, and the reverse camera here, right? And of course, this being the all-wheel drive model, so it's the only one that gets this badge. But otherwise, right, if you look from the outside, between standard, executive and premium, there really is very, very minimal differentiation. So on one hand, you can argue that if you buy the standard model, you are not being penalized with a cheap looking car, right? Let's put it that way. So I think this car has been explored well enough, but I'll just show you a couple of important points. So here's the boot. Okay, one of the biggest criticisms of the X70 versus its rivals is that it has one of the smallest boots, and yeah, it does look small for an SUV this big, to be honest. So under here, they've given you a spare. There's a spare tire inside here, right? So this floor area can be dropped further if you remove the spare tire, but well, such a facility is not provided. And also this tonneau cover, you can slot it here if you don't want to use it. You've got a 12-volt socket here. You got a compartment here as well. This first aid kit, well, this probably is a local product. And you know, for some reason, right, I keep thinking that this car has powered closing of the tailgate. It doesn't. You have to do it the old-fashioned way. So the X70 has keyless entry, and it is the touch type keyless entry. So you touch this to lock the door, and then you put your finger here, it unlocks. All right. Compared to my Persona at home, which still uses the slightly cheaper button type where you press an actual button to lock and unlock the door. This one, of course, is a higher grade where they have to put in like a transponder or a sensor inside to detect, firstly, the vicinity of the key fob in your pocket, and then your finger actually touching door handle. So the rear section has no keyless entry, but that's fine because I think, right, this day and age, I personally appreciate it if you have keyless entry on both front passenger doors. That's good enough for me. So let's say if you're coming in to take things from this side, all you have to do is just open the door from here, and then you can come inside and access the rear. All right, so okay, that's my child seat there. And let me just show you center armrest. This, I would say, is one of the best effort center armrests I've seen for a while. The finishing is very beautiful, and then this mechanism still nice. All right, it moves nicely. So so whilst you get tiny boot, you also get very, very good leg room. All right, the Isofix mounts are quite visible. It's not covered, but it's quite close out, shall I say, well, out to the surface, so it's very easy to locate. And yeah, so the middle passenger gets a roof mounted belt which you need to muscle into a secondary buckle. But where's the secondary buckle? So let's fold the seats down, and not a flat floor but a seamless one. So they provided this carpet here that covers. This is a nice and appreciated touch. So when you put, let's say like when you load things here, there's less of a chance that things will fall in, but do watch out for this gap, right? And let me just sit inside. So there, down there, you've got two USB ports and this useful little well, pocket to plug your phone, to drop your phone in there. And well, I must say that good leg room, good thigh support. The angle of the seat, let me just show you. The angle of the seat is nice, so it rises and it gives you a good support of your thigh. So this is the door card, and well, you get leather here, contrast with plastic, and well, this is hard plastic here, hard plastic. This metal finish is nice, and it flows. You see, there's a nice flow from the door handle to from the door opener to the handle, which I think this is a very, very nice design touch. And the alignment between the opener and the door handle is good. So yep, and here you have the infinite weave pattern here. As I said before, now that coming to this this executive model, okay, so you've got this fixed stitching here. I think it would have been really nicer if, I don't know, if this were maybe contrasted. This stitching were contrast color. That would be too costly and negates the point of fixed stitching, I guess. But why put fixed stitching in the first place? If you want to put stitching, make it real, or don't put it at all. It would have been nice if there's a contrast in material color here, but there isn't. And that's the speaker, the door speaker, which also has the infinite weave pattern that Proton is so proud of. Right? Yeah, so let's go to the front. Come to the front, and well, this should be familiar. And this tray here really is I really don't know what you can put in there. You can't put your smart, I don't think you can put your smart tag. Maybe put your touch and go cards. That's about it. Right. So step inside and let me just start the car. So you get the same digital instrument cluster as standard, right? Let me just be sure to mute the volume. Okay, so here's the infotainment system. I just powered it down earlier, and you got the home screen. Yep. So the interface is good. Those of you who are accustomed to smartphones, this would be very easy to access. 360-degree camera, and oh, nice little flourish. So yeah, oh, you can manually activate the 360-degree camera as well. Yeah, so those cars just move past us. And yeah, so here you've got dual zone climate control, parking brake, electronic parking brake. You've got eco mode, sport, driving mode, hill descent control, parking sensors.
Hill descent control is on.
Wow. Okay. You've got stability. You got deactivate the stability control here. There you go. All right. So so this is, well, molded cup holder which you can close with a lid. This is another storage box, 12-volt socket, USB port in there, and so here is where they have the ion filter for you. This is these are the instructions for you to remove and replace the filter periodically. But I suspect that that's probably included in the service intervals. This is the glove box. Got a sunglass holder here, and this little design feature here. This, yep, I've always like to highlight this as, I call this as artifacts of the X70's Chinese origins. Right, this is a very common Chinese design theme. You see this pattern lah in all sorts of Chinese punya the glassware lah and all the architecture and all that, very common theme. So it's here, and yep, steering mounted controls, cruise control one side, audio infotainment on the other side. All right. So here you have really nothing new to show you that's not already been shown before. So inside, right, the biggest difference that you would notice between this and the premium model, the grade of leather, this is what they call leatherette. Premium has Napa leather, and premium also has just powered front seats, front passenger seats. This one does not. You don't get that button here to prank your friend in front. All right. So yeah, here we have it. The X70 Executive inside and outside. So looking at it overall, even now after several months after its launch, right, the X70, there is still no reason to change any of our positive reviews of this car. This is still it's still a fine product, right? It is a competitive product that when you stack this next to a CRV, a CX-5, or any of that segment of SUVs, the X70 holds its ground. Alright guys, so here I'm in an open air parking lot, and here's the infotainment system, and on which I'm going to demonstrate the X70's 360-degree camera system. So based on what I can tell, this system, okay, it self-activates when you put the transmission into reverse, and that is when it shows you the 360 cam as well as the reverse angle. Now, then also when you shift to forward, shift to drive, then this section, it switches to the front camera feed whilst preserving the 360-degree angle. Now, one other way I observed to trigger this is that when your car is moving at a speed below, at any speed below 15 kilometers per hour, and when I activate the signal lights, it shows you the reverse angle that is captured by the side mirror. So right now I signal left, it shows me what is out there on my left, and when I signal right, the images switches to what's on my right. Okay, so that is very useful. And one more thing you can do is, you see this top icon here, you press this triggers a 360-degree view which you can rotate about, and this is a nice touch of detail. Check this out. So my signals are on, and the graphic here also shows the signal blinking. Very nice touch. And yeah, so you can turn this around either by browsing here, or you move it here. Okay, this is very nice. And I must say that the image stitching, okay, as you can see how seamlessly these parking boxes are represented, I would say the image stitching for this 2D 360-degree view, very well executed. The 3D one, understandably, there is a bit of there is a bit of gaps here. And what's nice is that this image of the car is actually translucent, and wow, you can even zoom in. It's translucent. So what it does is you can see past the car and judge what is on the other side. You can also maximize this. Okay, that would eliminate the 360-degree view, and you can see what is on, whether you're showing the front or the reverse camera. All right. There you go. Pretty neat. In terms of image resolution, once again, not as sharp as Mercedes or BMW or Volvo in terms of camera resolution, but in terms of image stitching from the 4 camera feeds, really nothing to fault.